Hey Chem Learners, it's Miss Vasquez. So I'm going to show you how to answer these practice for dimensional analysis. I'm going to do it in short videos because otherwise I think it's making my computer crash. All right, so practicing on dimensional analysis, you need to calculate the following dimensional analysis problems. Show your work. This means a conversion map, which I'll show you, conversion factors needed, so I'll show you how to lay that out. And then you're going to have to solve. I want to remind you what solving actually means. So you're going to have your given, and this is in, let's say, units A. And then your, what do you want? And that would be in units B. And then you get a conversion factor, units A comparing units A to B, and you want units A on the bottom, so it cancels because the math that's going on here, this is multiplying, and then this line right here, this is a big division. So if you had units A over units A, they'd cancel, right, and you'd be left in units of B. I also want to remind you that what we call this ratio is a conversion factor. And that's why in step 2, we need to identify what conversion factors we might need in order to solve our problems. All right, well, let's get started with problem 1. If Miss Vasquez runs 9 miles this weekend, like I'm supposed to for my half marathon training, how many kilometers will she run? All right, so step 1 is, well, first we need to know, what am I given? So I'm given this. This is my given. This is what I know. And this right here, kilometers, is what I want. So a conversion map means that I'm going from miles to kilometers. So I need to figure out, and you can look up on the internet what the ratio or what the conversion factor is for that, but I'll just tell you, for every 1 mile, there are exactly 1.609 kilometers. Okay, so let's set this up. I put 9.0 miles in my little factor label method. I'm going to put miles on the bottom so that way it cancels. 1.609 kilometers in the top because that's what I am trying to get at. Those miles over miles cancel, and I just take 9.0 times 1.609, and the answer that you get is 14.481 kilometers. Now, here's what I don't want you to forget. Sig figs. We've got 2 sig figs here. The 0 ends the number and is to the right of the decimal, right? Here's the decimal, so it's to the right, so we count it. This particular one is 1, 2, 3, 4. We count that 0 because it's sandwiched in between. Doesn't really matter anyway because our answer has to be as significant as the least significant figure, so that means our answer needs to be rounded to 2 sig figs. So we're going to round to this place. We'll look at this 4. That leaves us with 14 kilometers. All right. Guess what? I didn't actually make it to 9 miles, though. I only ran 6.5, but that's okay. All right. So now the next part of this question says, if she runs a mile in 15.75 minutes, how long will this take her? So the question at hand here is, how long will this take her? So that's what we need. And this right here is not actually your given, but rather your conversion factor. Because here's the thing. We're going to go from miles to some type of time. And in this case, it'll be minutes. And in order to do that, the conversion factor is Miss Vasquez runs 1 mile in 15.75 minutes. So that is our conversion factor. If you guys were running the mile, it'd probably be faster, so you would have a different conversion factor. All right, so let's plug this in. So if I were to run 9.0 miles, and I can go 1 mile in 15.75 minutes, 15.75 minutes, how many minutes is that? It turns out to be 141.75 minutes. And remember our sig figs. 2 sig figs here. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sig figs here. Therefore, we have to round our answer to 2 sig figs. So that means we have to round to this place. So we look at that 1. Remember, we don't round it to 14. We round it to 140. And since that's ambiguous, we can just put a little line under the 4. And then we have our units. 140 minutes. Whew, that's over 2 hours of running. Good thing I've got this really great book on Audible. All right, I'm going to stop there for now, and we will continue with question 2 on the next video.